the idea for our entrance was Becky was going to do her bit just with the keyboard backing, and then at a particular point we would all walk on stage. Then we'd do the big kind of explosive intro, and we were just going to kind of get on stage and stand there and just be kind of composed, ready to ready to explode, if you like. And I got on stage and I just saw all those people, and they cheered at me, and I couldn't help my arm just raising like that. I thought, wow, this is fucking incredible. And loads of people did it back at me, and it was just an amazing feeling. I can't really describe it. I mean, that whole day was, it wasn't just the highlight of our career. It was definitely the best day of my life. I was just so happy that whole time, and I just couldn't stop grinning for weeks afterwards.
Just playing for that many people was just the most amazing experience. It really was. And the minute I got off stage, I just wanted to run back on and do it all over again.
It was awesome playing in front of, however many people it was at Bloodstock. But it wasn't so much the amount of people there. It was more just the vibe in the room. It was a fucking awesome vibe. It's like the stompy songs. Everyone was moving. The whole balcony was moving. You could see everyone moving right to the back of the room, which is just fucking awesome.
We did a signing session after Bloodstock 2004, and we were amazed by the response of that, and the people just kept coming through the door, and it was really cool. But last year's one was, that was just amazing.
We were pretty impressed by the turnout, and then we realised it was just the advanced signing thing.
Yeah, we had like kind of 40 people through the door, and they all came through the door, walked past. We did all the signing and chatting. Then that was it. They kind of walked back out again, and we thought, that was really good. That was really cool. And we were kind of getting up to leave, and someone said, no, wait there. That was just the Rock Society. All the punters are outside, and we were there for, what was it, an hour and a half?
We'll call it 3 hours.
Call it 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours.
And just they had to turn people away, I think.
No, but it sounds good.
But
they had to turn people away because it was getting dangerous. People were getting crushed to death on the way into the door.
Other people had to have signing sessions, and it was
and they couldn't obviously revolve the entire thing around us as much as they probably could have done.
Yeah.
Well, me mainly.
I think there were only about 5 or 6 people in the whole festival that didn't get something signed by us, and
they were our crew and us.
Yeah.
I got some stuff signed though.
Yeah. But the queue just kept going on and on, and just met so many people. A lot of people from our forum as well. It's always really nice to put a face to the name.
Well, sometimes it's not actually that nice to put a face to the name. Sometimes it's just downright horrific.
Playing at Bloodstock 2004 on the smaller stage was a really incredible experience because it was the biggest thing we'd done to date. And I think it just kind of made us aware of who was out there to hear our music and where the audience was for us.
Bloodstock 2004 was a very, very big stepping stone to where we are now. And Bloodstock 2005 was just the biggest thing that's ever happened to us so far. So it was a very, very big deal.
Meeting Vince and talking to Vince and sort of introducing him to Season's End was really the best thing we could have ever done at that stage in our careers. Vince not single-handedly with Paul, depending on the question, set up this Bloodstock festival to promote UK metal because he really felt that it didn't get the audience. There was nothing over here like the Wacky Thing in Germany or anywhere else in Europe. There wasn't anything in this area of the world. And he did it to take music to the fans and to provide a sort of stage for smaller bands that people didn't automatically, not the huge Metallicas of the world, but the smaller folks like us. And so really, without that, I don't know where our stepping stone would have been.
Bloodstock 2004 has been our biggest gig to date, even though we played to more people at Whitby 2002. The people at Whitby, we were well received, but I felt at the time the band wasn't quite as good, so nothing major came of it. Bloodstock 2004, there's 500 or 600 people in the room, and our reception was amazing. We got great reviews and a number of amazing responses from people in the press and people in the crowd. From then on, things have just been upwards and upwards for us, and Bloodstock 2005 on the main stage was a massive step for us. The biggest show we've played as a band, and it was just an amazing event. Since then, things have just blossomed to a much greater height. Hopefully 2006 and onwards will lead higher and higher.
Being invited back to play the main stage in 2005 was really incredible, such an amazing experience for us. It just blew us away. The reaction we got from the crowd and meeting people at the signing session afterwards, and I signed 20 autographs and thought that was it, and was just totally blown away by the reaction of people coming to see us. It's incredible.
We rehearsed in a local venue using the dance floor as our stage, because where we normally rehearse just wasn't big enough to put together this show. We needed the space as if we were actually there on stage.
We spend a really long time rehearsing for our kind of live show, because that's exactly what we try to put on, is a show. We don't want to be just a bunch of guys that go out and play our instruments. It's kind of about giving people their money's worth and actually putting on a performance. So everything we do in rehearsal, we try to basically try to rehearse as if it's the gig, to make sure that everything's absolutely spot on for the night.
For Bloodstock, we really wanted to do something special. We really wanted to put on a proper show that would blow people away and that would stand out from the rest of the acts.
there's been a number of highlights for my time in the band so far. The highlight of our live career is obviously, as expected, Bloodstock 2005, playing to so many people and going down so well, playing a decent set of music that I love, having a great response. It was definitely a highlight.
It's awesome when you're playing a show and you can see like the front row kind of singing along to lyrics, which, you know, some of them are actually lyrics that I've written, and that's just, you know, that's pretty fucking cool.
When I got out on stage at Bloodstock last year, I was just so overcome because I hadn't seen how big the crowd was. I wasn't expecting the room to be as full as it was, especially for being kind of 1 o'clock in the afternoon. A lot of people were saying that's pretty much unheard of, having the auditorium, you know, like 75% full. But, you know, that was a real achievement. I didn't realise that there would be that many faces staring back at me.